guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's episode is a full face of first impressions. I don't think I've ever done one of these. I've definitely done like a first impressions on one product, but I don't think I've done a full face. And I've just been accumulating a lot of stuff that I just haven't been able to get around and try, so I thought, let's just try them all at once together. So if you're interested in seeing what I'm going to be playing around with, then just keep on watching. So I just got home from the gym and I just jumped out of the shower, so I thought I would just sit down and play around with some makeup. I think I'm still sweating. So this will be a really good test for some of these products, especially with foundation. But it is so hot here in Vegas. It's like 75 degrees outside, which does not sound hot. I know it sounds like lovely and perfectly moderate, but the sun here is so strong. So I was just at the gym, like I mentioned, and then I just came home and I walked the dog. And because there are like no clouds here, the sun is like relentless. I was wearing like a black workout outfit, like black tights or whatever. My legs were like on fire. So anyway, I am sweating. And once I start sweating, I'm that person. Once I start sweating, I can't really stop. It's gonna be hours before I feel like I'm not schwitzing. But here we are. And I was so hot I couldn't even dry my hair. So my hair is air drying as we speak. It's Saturday. We're really just gonna play together. That's what's going on here. I have in front of me a whole box full of stuff that I've been meaning to play around with. Just haven't gotten a chance. You will notice some of these things I hauled a long time ago. You're gonna be like, she hasn't touched those yet? No, I haven't touched them yet. And I actually got a PR package. I don't get those often, as you know. So I'm excited to play around with those items, which I will show you in a bit. Those will actually probably come later on. But let me start by prepping my lips. I'm just using the Pat McGrath lip balm. And I thought I would start with the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I have had this deluxe sample travel size for a while, and I just haven't gotten around to using it. I don't even know if it's for my skin type, which is dry and sensitive, but people really kind of rave about this, and so I thought, oh my gosh, just try the stupid primer already. I feel like maybe I've played around with it when I first got it, again, a long time ago. I really cannot even remember what my thoughts were on it. So I'm just gonna squeeze out like one little squirt, put that on my face. I have this lovely blemish right here that popped up while I worked out. Isn't that great? I don't use primers like this very much. This is like very, I guess, silicone-y. I don't know how else to describe it. And I'm probably the last person on earth to try this, so I'm describing a product to you that you probably have tried yourselves already. But don't mind me. But it has that like oily but not oily feeling. I don't feel it on my skin. As strange as it feels in my hands, I don't feel it on my skin. Okay, so this product I'm a little embarrassed about, because this I hauled a while ago and I just haven't tried it. This is the Hourglass Illusion Hyaluronic Skin Tint. It's oil-free and has SPF of 15. It comes in a squeezy tube, and I have it in the shade Ivory. I don't even know if this shade works, but let's shake that up. It looks like it's water-based. It did say it's oil-free. It does look like it's water-based. I'm gonna squirt some out here. It has a fairly thick kind of moussey texture. It's not running at all. And I'm gonna start by just dabbing that on the face. So we're gonna start small. Hopefully this shade is okay. I'm gonna use my Sonia G Base 1 brush and just work that in. So there is a wee bit of coverage with that small amount, but not as much as I thought, so that is good. I want to say this probably has a medium coverage. Let me put a little bit more on. I was pretty stingy with the first application. So I like that. It has a very natural finish. I don't want to say that it's exceptionally radiant. I want to say that maybe it has like a demi-matte finish. It's not fully matte because I feel like there's a little bit of like a natural glow to it, but it's not like some of my like kind of really radiant, dewy foundations. So this is nice, and I feel like it layered really nicely. So I do not have anything brand spanking new for concealer, but I have not been able to use this Chantecaille Camouflage Stilo as often as I would like to really get a sense of it. I thought I would use this since it is definitely underutilized. I remember liking this a lot. I don't think it's like the highest coverage concealer I've ever come across, but I think it does a decent job at covering, but I really like the brightening effect that it gives. And it blends in really nicely. Very seamless. That is just as lovely as I remember it. So I have 2 loose powders that I want to try, and I'm not really a loose powder user, only because I feel like it just goes on really cakey, or it has the danger of becoming cakey really quickly. So I usually stick with pressed powders. I feel like it's just easier to work with. But I heard great things about this one. This is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. Not a new product, but I actually got this in a trade with a friend of mine, and she sent this over. So I have it in translucent light. And then this I picked up. This is the Viseart brand new Seamless Setting Powder. So I think what I'm gonna do is use this under the eye, because I really wanna see how this does kind of around the eye area. I wanna see if it kind of makes my eyes look dry. And this I'll use kind of just all over the face. So here's the Viseart. Here is the Cover FX. Now the Cover FX I have not used before at all. Haven't even opened up this box, so that's what this looks like. The Viseart I have tried once before, but I didn't have it on for very long. I played around with it and I was like, oh, this looks nice. And then I kind of washed my face just a couple hours later. So I didn't really give it a nice kind of test. So I think with the Viseart powder, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my little puffs here, and I'm gonna press that into my under eye area. So here's what the powder looks like. It has one of those mesh tops. I think that's excellent for someone like me who doesn't want to get a whole bunch by accident. So I'm just going to dip my sponge in there, just a corner. I'm going to press that onto my under eye area. It has a really cool kind of like blurring effect. Can you see the difference there between here and there? Well, that's pretty exciting. I'm just going to go ahead and just powder the other eye. Now this is a translucent setting powder. Let me just make sure. Seamless setting powder. Ultrafine, no flashback setting powder creates a soft matte finish. I would agree with that. Its nature-based cellulose formula absorbs oil, blurs fine lines, and adds weightless longevity. Apply uniformly over makeup with a brush. Focus on T-zone to absorb excess oil. All right, well, I did not put it on with a brush, but I think it's fine just for this small area. So now I have the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, and I'm gonna use like a fluffier brush and apply that all over. Oh, it has like a little sifter and then like lid on top. That's nice if you wanna travel with it. I'm gonna use my La Mer powder brush, and I'm just gonna pounce that in. I think I have plenty on my brush here. I'm gonna start my forehead. I think that looks very nice too. That seems to have a bit of a blurring effect as well. I kind of feel like I see that on my forehead and along my cheeks here. But that's very nice. Wow, I feel like I'm having really good luck with these loose powders, and I generally don't have very good luck with loose powders. So that is exciting. Let's do some bronzer contour. So I got the By Terry Sun Designer palette in the Beautylish Lucky Bag, and I just haven't gotten a chance to use it. So I thought I would use it for bronzer down here. So I'm gonna use my Sonia G Sculpt 1 brush that I love. It's actually perfectly shaped for this because I just want to get into this like dark color, maybe a little bit of this peach. And since this is so flat, I'll be able to do that fairly easily. Ooh, that looks dark. Maybe I do want to mix that in with some of this lighter color on top here. On camera, that looks very, very severe. It doesn't look that severe in real life. Oh my god, isn't that funny? Usually the camera kind of dulls everything, or I should say the lighting kind of dulls everything. We're gonna go with that. It's probably why you should mix all three of those colors together and not just grab that bottom one, if you're my skin tone. That is some severe contour for me, so I'm going to take the powder brush that I used and try and buff that out a little bit. It really is so funny. In real life, it doesn't look nearly as dark as at least I see it in the viewfinder. All right, well, this is very pigmented, which is great. Doesn't this look I think this looks very innocent in the palette, but this packs quite a punch. I also purchased this Burberry blush when I was in New York, and I had been eyeing this blush for so long, and for some reason I just never really pulled the trigger on it. So I'm glad that I picked it up. But this is the Earthy Blush in Light Glow, number 7. It's just this wonderful nude color. And I'm going to take my Sonia G Face 2 brush and dip into the blush. This is just a little peachier than the powder I use and the By Terry powder I use to contour. So that's good. There's a little bit of contrast there. There's a little bit of fragrance to this blush. I didn't realize that when I first played around with it in the store. All right, there's the blush. Oh, I like that a lot. It's very, very natural. Now let's do highlight. I have the Christian Dior Hollow Gold here. I've worn this maybe once or twice before, but really not as much as I would like. And I know you guys were asking me about this, whether I liked it or not. I really do. So I'm going to use my Sculpt 3 brush from Sonia G, and I'm going to swipe it along the top. Again, I'm going to use this brush and kind of buff this out a little bit. I think I brought it too far onto my cheek here. So there is Hollow Gold. I don't have anything new for eyebrows, so I'm going to use my newest eyebrow tool, which is the Sisley, I think this is like the 3-in-1 Architect. It is their brow pencil that has that little highlighter gizmo in the middle. I've been really liking this one. I like the color. It's the darkest pencil that I have. It is pretty much just straight up black. I just need to tread lightly because it's a very pigmented kind of pencil also. Next, we have some fun new eyeshadow products. And let's start with this Viseart Seamless Eye Primer. This I have not used. That's the wrong side. I was actually watching Tara Babies, and she was using this with a brush, or applying it with a brush and not her finger. So I'm going to go ahead and use like a concealer type brush. Let me shake it up a little bit here. It is very, very liquidy. Can you guys even see that? It spreads very easily. I don't think you need a lot of this. I can like see it on my eyelid. Very interesting. Unlike any other eye primer I've used before, this one I feel like has just a little bit of tack, and it's definitely less kind of wet feeling than the Urban Decay. This is kind of nice. We will see what happens. I thought I would do a very simple eye look and just do like a one shadow look. We'll see how it goes with this Gucci Shadow Mono in Iconic Bronze. It's such a pretty color. Here is what it looks like. I'm going to try my Tom Ford number 11 brush. I think this is the shader brush. And I'm just going to dip in here and press that onto my lid. I like this eye primer. I can kind of feel it when I'm kind of swiping the shadow on. There's like just enough kind of friction there that I feel like it's grabbing the eyeshadow. Wow, that is really orange. I'm going to take a pencil brush and line my lower lash line with the same shade. I don't really see any fallout from this eyeshadow. It's pretty glittery too, and I was fully expecting to have a little bit that I'd have to kind of wipe away, but I don't really see any. Not bad, Gucci. So next, let's put on some eyeliner. So M Cosmetics, which is the makeup company started by Michelle Pham, they reached out to me and wanted to send me some things. I was like, sure, I would love to try them. So they sent me 3 of their eye products. So a felt tip liquid eyeliner, a brush tip liquid eyeliner, and then just like a straight up pencil. And then they also sent me 2 of their lip creams, which we'll also try together. So I am not really a liquid eyeliner fan, but I think I have to try them. So I think I like brush tips more. That's what I got from the brush tip. Here is the felt tip, and the black looks darker. So actually I'm gonna try the felt tip. Let's give it a whirl. And then I think what I'll do is use the pencil version, like the gel eyeliner, matte gel pencil. I'll use that along my bottom lash line. I don't think I'm gonna do a wing or anything. That's not really my style, but so there is the eyeliner. It went on really easily. It's taking a bit to dry. I still feel like it's wet. I don't really feel like it's moving or anything. It's not really smudging. The line was really like dark. It didn't look like watery. All right, oh God. Let's see if we can do the other eye. Liquid eyeliner is on. I think I broke out into a sweat doing that. All right, so next let's try this matte gel pencil, and this is in black. Oh, and for those of you interested, let's see. These gel liners are made in Japan, assembled in Korea, and then this gel pencil is made in France. I kind of made a bit of a mess of it right on the inside there. Well, I think the eyeliners are great. What I did with them, maybe not so great, but this went on really smoothly. It's not smudging, which is great. Let's see if I can smudge it out a little bit with a brush, just to see. I could, ever so slightly. That was actually really nice. So I used just like a smudger brush. This is a Morphe M508 brush, so it's really short and stiff, and I just kind of ran it over the eyeliner, and it didn't smudge easily, but it does a little bit, so that's nice. It definitely is an eyeliner that sets down. Let me curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara, and I'll be right back. So mascara is done, and now we have lips left, and I have these two shades from M Cosmetics. This is their Infinite Lip Cloud Longwear Lip Cream. So I think it's their liquid lipstick. Oh my God, words are shot. I have Muted Mauve and French Rose. Now, with this eye look, I'm thinking I need something kind of warm. Out of these two, I would say it's this one. So this is the French Nude. I'll go ahead and put away this Muted Mauve. And in fact, maybe I will put this in my little giveaway that I'm kind of compiling for when I reach 10K. Still very excited for that. This packaging is so beautiful. It says M Cosmetics on here in gold, and then this is kind of like a matte black. It has a gold tip with the M Cosmetics logo on top. This is really, really beautiful. So here's the applicator. It's one of those applicators that has like a little seat in there. It should hug the lips. It has that kind of vanilla cocoa scent. My cheeks actually look really washed out. I'm going to take the same Phase 2 brush that I used, and I'm going to go into this by Terry, the Sun Designer palette again, but I'm going to use this side. All right, well, at least I feel like that's a little bit more even, that I don't look so like drawn and like pale in the face. That's my full face of first impressions. I think I really liked everything. I think the primer was fine. It worked. It seemed to work really, really well with that hyaluronic skin tint from Hourglass. That skin tint is really nice. I don't feel like it's done anything weird. It hasn't been that long. It's only been maybe 45 minutes or so. But I think it looks really, really nice. The Chantecaille concealer is nice. You know what's amazing, I think? I'm going to put this out there already. I know this is a first impressions, basically. But the Viseart setting powder, that is amazing. It really blurred my lines here, and it mattified that area without making it look dry. I think that's pretty amazing. The eyeliners are great, the mascara I've used, eyebrow. I want to say that I was hoping the color was going to be a little bit more brown based. I would probably use this as just sort of like an accent color with like a neutral palette, ones with like some browns, like a range of browns in there, and then you can kind of put this in the middle or use it as an accent color. I think that would be really, really nice. And I think that eye primer, Viseart, I think it did a really great job. I think it even helped kind of blur out. I have a lot of imperfections on like my eyelid area. I have like, you know, really big pores, and I have very coarse eyebrow hair, and it just gets kind of like grody up here. So I think it kind of blurred that out. The Cover FX setting powder, really nice. When I first put it on, it definitely had that nice sort of blurring effect. The By Terry Sun Designer palette was great. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this full face of first impressions. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.